Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Right, brother Marquas coming back with a quick video. Right, while I'm on break at the plantation. Right, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. This is gonna be a quick video through the Spirit, probably about no more than 10 minutes, probably. Right, but I was meditating on this, through the Spirit, and when we read the title of the video, right, just meditating at the workplace and just going into how Salakia. Let me grab this quick precept. Hold on. Salakia, Lord willing, brothers could hear me. Right? Lord willing, everything good. Right, but I wanted to do a quick video on remembering the promises. Alright, don't forget the promises and while you're laboring in this truth. Dealing, with being in America, Babylon the Great. All this laboring and suffering that we do. And Lord willing, your brothers can hear me now. Right? Baba Kashal, put Khan if you can hear me. Okay, Khan, I'll praise to the Most High. Alright? But like I was saying through the Spirit, while you in Babylon the Great, you're doing all this labor and this suffering, working, you got to deal with camp, physical ailments, and things of that nature. We tend to forget a lot of times that it's a promise that's set for us through all the labor and the trials that we go through being in America, Babylon the Great. I want to kick it off with the book of Psalms, chapter 58. Right, Psalms, the 58th chapter. All right, this Psalms, chapter 58, and verse number 10. It says, "The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked." It says, it's the point, "So that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous." That's one thing that, as so-called black and Hispanics, that labor, for the men and women that labor, that put in this work, that, do whatever you do to benefit the ministry, remember it's reward and a gift that comes with that. Reading on, it says, "Verily, he is a God that judgeth in the earth." So again, you're dealing with a God whose judgments is true and righteous. Let me get that in Psalms 19. Right? The Most High's judgments are true and righteous altogether. On top of that, he's your father. The Most High is your father. And him being that perfect, righteous, blameless father that he is, if you're labor, he's going to give you that reward according to your labor through the Spirit. This Psalms chapter 19 and verse number 9. Right? Psalms 19 and verse 9. It says, "The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether." So the Lord said his judgment, whatever he declares, guess what? That's true and that's righteous altogether. So this work that you put in, that you put in, best believe that it's not going unnoticed. Like how brothers always say, sister, that work that you put in, that's not going unnoticed by the Most High. Remember, he has angels that record you 24/7, the good and the evil. And the Most High, he sees those good works and he sees that effort that you're putting in. All right, let's go to Isaiah 35. And I'm going to start at verse number 3. Right, Isaiah chapter 35 and verse number 3. It says, "Strengthen ye the weak hands and conform the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong. Fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance." It says, "Even Yahweh with a recompense. He will come and save you." And this is one of my favorite verses. When you read the latter end of verse 4, it says, "He will come and save you." It didn't say he come and he might save you. He come and it's a 50-50 chance if you want to fire you. He may save you. No, the Lord said if you're doing what you got to do, he will come and he will save you. That's something that you got to remember. You got to remember, it's still the times that we're heading into, it's going to be 10 times than what we're going through right now. Jacob's trouble, persecution, stress, depression at a very high level. Guess what? Through all that, the worries, the sufferings, the Most High said he will come and he will save you, man. And you got to have that faith to know that the Most High will do that all through your works. Right? The Lord said faith without works is dead. The classic in James, the 2nd chapter. verse 18 on down. Right, let's go to Galatians. Again, it's going to be a very quick video, just taking out this time on break. And it was on my spirit to remind Israel that it is a promise that's waiting for the men and women that endure and that put in the work. Let's go to Galatians chapter 6 and I'm going to start at verse 7. Right, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 7. It says, "Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." So the Lord said, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. If you're wicked, you're sowing in carnal things, just vanity and folly, you're going to reap destruction. But on the other fold, if you're sowing in righteousness, right, the Lord said in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, I have planted, Apollos water, but the Most High get an increase. So Paul, he planted seeds of righteousness to bring people into the truth. So when you brother and sister, you have to be sowing different spiritual seeds that you may reap the benefits thereof, which is the kingdom, right? And just because you don't see that increase now, that doesn't mean hold back, right? That don't mean slow down because you don't see that increase right now. Guess what? The Most High, he's waiting to plant that increase. He's waiting to give you that increase. It's just you have to be patient and continue to work and your labor. Reading on, verse 8. It says, "For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting." So if you're sowing to your spirit, the Lord said of your spirit, you're going to reap life everlasting. Imagine that. All this work that you put, and this really should push you to do more works. Because the more work you do, the better chance thereof it is for you to get the kingdom and get that better work. Reading on, verse 9. It says, "And let us not be weary in well-doings." And again, this is one of my favorite verses as well. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. All right, I'm going to read that again. It says, "And let us not be weary in well-doings." The Lord said, don't get tired of doing mighty works and well-doings. You can't get weary, slothful, sluggish of doing well. Guess what? Paul, he didn't get slothful. Read 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5 on down. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22 on down. Read the works of Yahushua. Read the whole Gospels and see how on fire Yahushua was. Read about your ancestors, your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Again, it says, "Let us not be weary in well-doings, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." And that's a big if right there. The Lord says, as long as you're doing well, best believe you're going to reap what you sow. If you faint not, meaning you can't faint, you can't say you tired, you can't give up. You have to push and fight all the way to the end. Right? The Lord said we shall reap if we faint not. And again, these are what you call promises. These are the promises that the Lord has set forth for his chosen, for the ones that endure and push through. All right. Let's go to Revelation. All right, let's go to Revelation chapter 22 and verse number, I'll start at verse 12, the classic. Right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse number 12. "And behold," it's the words of Yahushua. It says, "And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me." So guess what? When the Lord makes his return, he said that his reward is with him. Imagine you see the sky crack open. You see the tens and thousands and millions of angels. You see Yahushua, all hell breaking loose. And in the back of your mind, you always remembering that he's coming with the reward, man. Again, we read in Isaiah, the 35th chapter, he will come and save you. And it's plenty and plethora of precepts on the kingdom of heaven that we can go into, but, time will permit me. Nevertheless, the Lord said, without the shadow of a doubt, he's coming with a reward. Now, it's two rewards. You got a reward for the wicked, and you got a reward for the righteous. You want to make sure that you're that number that's getting that reward of the righteous. All right, reading on. And my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. So the Most He's going to give according to every man as his work shall be. So guess what? If you've been on fire, best believe you're going to get a fire reward. You're going to get mansions on top of mansions. All right, slaves, you're going to have dominion over 10 cities, ruling, being a king and a judge. All right, sisters, you're going to get a reward. You're going to have a righteous husband. You're going to have mighty children, raising them up, right, through the Spirit. You're going to dwell in peace forever all the days of your life and never see death or feel or taste death. Guess what? That's the reward that the righteous are looking for. We're not looking for scoffers on a check. Guess what? His reward, he's not going to make it if he don't repent, if he is an Israelite. So again, it's at the end of the day, the ball is in your hands. Whether you want to increase in your works and be mighty through the Spirit, or if you want to just be lackadaisical, if you don't really want that reward. It's a lot of people in Israel, they don't really want that reward that bad. Now, how do you know? You see it through their works. Men that really want this reward, they're going to put in the work to get that reward. But if you really don't want it, you really don't believe, you kind of just in this thing, you just wearing, you just half-assing it. Guess what? You may not make it. All right, you just might not make it. Let's go to Job 34 and verse 11. All right, Job, let me see if that's what I want, actually. Job 34 and All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 34 and verse number 11. It says, "For the work of a man shall he render unto him, and cause every man to find according to his way." I'm going to read that first part again. It says, "For the work of man shall he render unto him." So the Lord said for the work of man, he's going to render unto that man. And likewise with that woman. If you're putting in 50%, guess what? You're going to get 50%. And the so-called white man system at 50%, that's an F. So if you putting in 50%, guess what? The Lord, he's not dealing with that. But if you're putting in 80%, guess what? Hey, it's not really 100%. The Lord not really dealing with that. The Lord requires 110%. That got to be your mindset. If you want the kingdom of heaven, everlasting life, you got to have 110% mindset and effort to get that reward that's literally waiting on you. Let me get this in, I believe I want 2nd Esdras. And the Lord said the kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Let me get 2nd Esdras. I believe that's chapter 2. All right, I wish I had more time. Right? Nevertheless, it's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 13. It says, "Go and go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you." Watch. And the first part, the Lord said, "Go and ye shall receive." What does it mean, go? I mean, go, get up, go out and do the work. Get up, well, sister, if you make garments, make garments. Brother, if you mighty and giving out, hey, I know this one brother, he's fervent and just praying for the body. That's his talent. Every day in the group chat, damn, every day he put in prayer requests, right? And it's a plethora of brothers that put in prayer requests, and he's throwing up prayers. Guess what? That's his talent. He's putting in his work to do what he needs to do to get that reward. Everyone is not a teacher. Everyone is not a prophet. Everyone has their own specific goal and talent that the Lord gave them, and it's up to you to exercise that talent through the Spirit and power of the Most High. That you may flip that talent, 7 times more spiritually, and get a Lord what he needs. That the Lord may give you what you've been desiring: rest, peace, life, the kingdom of heaven. Now, let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter. Thinking of a few precepts. Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter. Let's stay in chapter 2. And I want to jump down. It's another promise. I'm going to jump down to verse 42. Right, this 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 42. It says, "I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Sinai a great people, whom I cannot number, and they all praise the Lord with songs. Right? This is talking about the elect. When we read Revelation 14, verse 1 on down. Now, this is a vision that Ezra sent of the elect. All right, read it on, verse 43. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. And I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? Right? It's the point. Verse 45. It says, and he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and have put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now they are crowned and receive psalms. So as Ezra is seeing this video, right? This vision through the Spirit, he's asking this angel, okay, what the hell is going on? I see a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and I see him placing crowns on everyone's head. And the angel said, These be they that have put off that mortal clothing and have put on that immortal, and now they receive psalms. Meaning these are the men and women that endured, that put in the work, and this is them getting the reward. And guess what? When we go into I got this one book, I forgot the name of it, I was going into it. You have a martyr, and he had the same exact vision. I believe it's the 40 martyrs of Sabas, if I'm not mistaken. Right? We go into that history of the 40 martyrs of Sabas. You see, it was a man, one of the guards, so-called converted, believed on Yahweh Shai through a vision of him seeing a crown being placed upon the elect's head. This is an actual thing that's going to happen in the near future. This isn't just a fairy tale or a story. This is actually going to happen. Ezra saw this happening. And within his vision, Ezra probably saw you brothers and sisters, well, namely you brothers because it's the elect and the crowns. Hey, Ezra probably saw some of you brothers on this live stream in this vision right here. And that should furthermore push you to go harder to put that labor in so that you can receive that crown. And the brother put a precept, Matthew 25 and verse 21. It says, oh, Slaki, let me pull that. Right, Matthew 25 and 21. Right, this is the book of Matthew 25 and verse 21. It says, His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. That's the Spirit. I was going to go to Luke and pull the same account. Right, Matthew 25 and 21. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. All right, that's a mighty precept that the brother pulled. Right? And again, let me read that again, because that's a mighty precept. I'm probably have to close out with this one. Matthew 25 and 21. His Lord said unto him, right, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things. And you overcoming lust. Guess what? That's a small thing. You overcoming having an anger demon. That's a small thing in the eyes of the Lord. Imagine you overcome an anger demon and the Lord just bless you with life eternal, everlasting. You endured the flesh. You endure the persecution that's coming. You endure all hell. Guess what? The Lord is going to give you something 10 times better that weighs it out with the things that you had to endure. Reading on in that, it says, Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. The Lord said, enter into his joy. What is that joy? That's that rest, that comfortability that the Lord is going to bring the men and women that endure. But with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. And I do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Ba'Shem HaMashiach Yahushua. With that, Kwam Yashala. Shalom.